Attention please. This uploading is only for educational purpose. No intention to infringe copyrights. Learning English with subtitles. GPITRAL. Follow us.
The door, but the heart of Hope for Wildlife is more than 100 volunteers who are expected to do just about anything.
You just sort of use your fingernail on the tip of their beak and just sort of get it open enough that you can get the tip of the syringe in there.
Some volunteers build up expertise in particular areas.
Going for a swim, Nicole?
This is Nicole. She is passionate about birds of prey.
Nicole is really a brilliant young lady, and she has so much data in her brain about the birds of prey and everything from, what's here in our province, how long they live, to, what their flight patterns are, which ones are migratory, what food they eat. There's nothing that girl doesn't know.
Today, she's sharing that with the rest of the team, teaching them how to work with baby owls.
All right, guys, so this is going to be your first tutorial into how to feed a baby barred owl. I'm sure none of you have ever done it before. We're going to start off. The very important thing with these owls, they're incredibly young, probably only a few weeks old, so we got to make sure that they don't get imprinted. And in order to do this, we're going to try to surround them with everything barred owl, including kind of making ourselves look like barred owls. We are going to cover our faces. You can leave your masks on too, but you're also going to put on these masks that I just made up to kind of make your face look like a barred owl. You're also going to feed them through a picture of a barred owl. And essentially what you're going to do, you're going to take up your piece of food and you're going to stick it through here. And that way it looks like it's coming from a barred owl. And that's all there is to that part. And just because I think it'll be funny, I'm going to have all you put one on now.
Volunteers put on owl masks.
You'll be a blue-eyed barred owl.
First of its kind.
Nicole's hatched this plan to make sure the owls stay wild. That's critically important to their survival after release.
Somewhere in my brain, I think, these animals are not that stupid. They know it's a human with a mask on. They can smell us. But that being said, every step that you can take that might help, even a little tiny bit, is worth taking.
Now Nicole's teaching them how to tell if the baby owls are full.
So look for the keel. It's right here. Now slide your finger down where my finger is. Do you feel how there's something in there? Yeah, that means that there's still food in there, but it actually...
Their physiology is just a little bit different than other birds. Overfeeding could kill them.
There you go, feel it. Feel how there's a little bump in there. So it's not empty, but it's not full either.
Nicole's expert hands can tell these babies are still full, so no feeding for now.
She puts a baby owl back in the cage.
Until the moment of their release, these babies won't see a human face. Thanks to Nicole.
The volunteers quietly leave.
A few days later, Nicole is teaching a new recruit named Julia how to release birds of prey.
This is your first eagle release?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take 2 of the 3, and both of these eagles came from the Annapolis Valley,
Yeah.
so we're going to take them back to that area.
So we're taking the one with the red band and the small one?
Yes.
Okay.
And one of us will have the blanket, the other one will net the bird, and then immediately get it out of the net. We're trying to really avoid feather damage here.
Okay.
And we'll get them in the boxes, and off we'll go.
Okay, let's go.
Yep.
Scene changes to a large wooden outhouse on the edge of a lake.
They may not look like babies, but these eagles are probably only 5 months old. They came in as orphan fledglings, and they're ready to go home already.
We actually had a little lull where we had no eagles in at all. So when the babies arrived, it was really exciting. I don't like not having any eagles, so their rehabilitation went very well. It's always at the beginning you're a little worried, but they're a hardy animal and they got strong and feisty over time, and it's great to see them fly from end to end in that flight cage, so I think they're ready.
Nicole points, holding a blanket.
The one in the middle is staying. Looks like we're releasing a male and a female.
Nice. Okay.
It's all new to Julia, Just being in the unit with the eagles is intimidating.
All right, go in, quick.
She does pretty well for a rookie.
Try to get it down as close to the ground as possible.
Yeah.
There we go.
She places the large net over the eagle.
Let me know what you need me to do.
Yep. All right. So if you want to come around, try to
Grab his head.
Yeah, I do not have one of the legs yet.
Okay.
There it is. Got it.
Okay, good.
Okay.
They cover the eagle's head with a blanket.
All right, let's get the wings secure so she stops flapping around. There we go. You have the head secure.
Okay, just let me cover it again.
Okay. Okay. You good?
Yep.
All right, so we got everything. Off we go. You got one hand on a box?
Yep.
All right, ready?
Set.
1, 2, 3. There. One down.
One down.
There's 2 eagles to release today, so they've got to do it all over again, though it goes a lot quicker the second time around.
Footage speeds up as the pair successfully manage to trap the second.
All right. We still got one loose eagle, though, so we gotta make sure to lock the door when we leave. Yeah.
The release point is in the Annapolis Valley, Nova Scotia's agricultural heartland. It's prime eagle habitat.
See the whole valley from here.
All right.
Let's take them down and do them at the same time.
Feisty.
Very. It knows what's about to happen.
Both birds were rescued from this area.
Well, they are green beans.
The birds learned to fly in Hope's 100-foot flight cage.
Are we ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
This will be their first chance to really spread their wings.
One of the eagles soars away.
You've been so feisty this whole trip, and now you're just gonna sit here and stare at me? Oh. Look at that.
Look at that.
Where'd the other one go?
That way.
They watch the second bird soar up into the sky above a forest top.
That's
Beautiful. Oh my God, he's loving this.
look at him. He's having so much fun.
Yeah. I think they're gonna be just fine. Probably just gonna swoop around like that for hours.
Oh yeah.
I would.
He's having so much fun.
So how was that for your first time?
That was awesome.
Nicole's got one more stop to make on her way back to the rehab.
Wish we could release eagles every day.
It's a special surprise for Julia. This is Oak Lawn Farm Zoo, and these are some of its residents.
It takes 5 years for the whitehead and tail feathers to come in. So the ones we've released are somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 year old, so it's going to take 3 to 4 years from them to look like this stunning bird over here. Their beak and eyes start off brown. And so not only do their feathers change from brown and white, their beaks and eyes also go from brown to yellow.
Cool.
The Hope for Wildlife volunteers are getting some special access today.
A lion.
Hi, Fury.
Oh, look at that. Yawn. Look at those eyes. He's got beautiful eyeliner.
Yeah, he does.
Not everyone can get this close to the animals, but the owners are good friends of Hope's.
It's kind of like not a private club, but there's not a lot of people that would understand when you pick up the phone and say, do you have any meat? Or, what do you do when a raccoon, or when a skunk does this? Or, it's nice to have people that sort of have the same passions and the same interests and have the same knowledge base.
And Nicole's picking up a special donation from them for Hope for Wildlife. 400 pounds of fresh meat.
Our freezers are literally empty right now, and they have freezers full of meat that they're letting us take a whole bunch, and this will definitely get us through.
At least 2 weeks.
Yes, at least 2 weeks. Hopefully a lot longer than that.
The meat will go a long way at Hope's as food for the birds of prey and other predators.
The girls pose in cardboard cutouts. Commercial break.
Aircraft hangar seems like an unusual place for an animal rescue.
Okay, Morris, we're here. Sit. Good boy.
Today, Dr. Barry's picking up a patient who's come a long way.
Let's go this way while we wait for the plane to arrive. Oh, you're some excited.
Dr. Barry doesn't just volunteer for Hope for Wildlife. He also does work for all kinds of other groups that deal with domestic animals, too.
Come on in.
Barry is a key member of a group of vets
Hello.
working to save Cuban street dogs. It's called APAC.
Which is all for progress in animal care. The main focus of the group is to help the Cuban vets getting supplies so that they can do their work. They're very well trained, but they need help getting supplies. And so when I go down, I bring down all kinds of supplies and we get together and we do spay-neuter campaigns. They do spay-neuters on the street animals around Veradero, as well as help out the people of Cuba by doing spay-neuters on their animals as well. So yeah, this is Morris. I brought Morris back from Cuba last year. He arrived in May. I had gone down in the spring and did a spay-neuter campaign with some Cuban vets, and I had met Morris at that time. He was just a street dog that they were taking care of. He had a lot of medical issues, and he needed some help, so he's been living here in Canada for the past year.
This is what Morris looked like when Barry rescued him from the streets of Cuba. The transformation is astonishing.
A black dog with a white muzzle.
Today, Barry's expecting a new patient from the island nation. And this one is in even worse shape than Morris was.
Oh, come here. Oh, you're okay, Morris. You're okay. Come here. Oh, my heavens. It's loud. It's loud, huh? Yeah.
A small plane taxis on a forecourt as Dr. Barry holds the dog in his arms.
There you go. Not so loud anymore, is it? Huh? Hi. Okay.
Actually, a Tasmanian devil. Well, yeah.
Who's that?
Can you hear it?
I'm Barry.
Barry, Brian Powell.
Nice to meet you, Brian.
Neil.
Hi, Neil.
Neil
Nice
Angus.
to meet you.
Brian and Neil are part of a volunteer group called Pilots for Paws. They've footed the bill for today's flight.
Brian opens a carry cage.
This is Isla.
Hi, little Isla. Oh, you're doing pretty good on your back legs. Huh? Hi there, little Isla. How are you? And your tail's a wagging. That's all good. Oh, she says, I'm a pretty good girl. Yeah, I got some water in the truck. We'll get you some water in the truck, huh?
Isla needs a lot of specialized care.
A small brown dog.
The moment Barry sets her down,
She says, I try.
you can see what the problem is.
What are you doing? Come here.
Her back legs bow.
You got a problem right there, don't you? We're gonna try and get you fixed up.
Barry isn't adopting Isla, but he is taking charge of her care.
She's doing better than I thought she was. She's actually able to stand, but she definitely has some neurologic deficits in the back end. So we're going to take her to the Atlantic Veterinary College to see Dr. Trina Bailey, who is a surgeon. And normally we wouldn't try and bring her up here to Canada and fix her back. That's not what the group is about. But everyone's fallen in love with her, and she has such spirit. It's amazing.
The problem is a mystery. So the Cuban group raised money for a battery of tests at the University of Prince Edward Island's Atlantic Veterinary College.